Welcome guys. Kojima is the bravest director and Death Stranding is the boldest AAA project in history. A title that even the wealthiest studios don't dare take the risk of making. Imagine for a moment only that you are Hideo Kojima and the creator of the acclaimed Metal Gear Solid series. Now a company called Konami that you've spent your whole life raising its credibility will show you the unwell and leave it. Then, it's up to Sony to ask you to produce an exclusive game that is entirely your own development and has no pressure from the publisher. What game will you make now? Personally, I am confident that you are considering your incredibly sensitive situation and that it is possible that if the game fails, after Konami even Sony will turn your back on you. You definitely have some brilliant ideas in your head at this moment, but in disbelief, you decide to create an apocalyptic game that, according to many, is a kind of walking and delivery simulator. Also, you invite actors such as Norman Reedus from the series The Walking Dead to collaborate, and you attach a baby locked in a strange compartment to her chest. Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro are people who alone can raise the artistic burden of a work and call on them, along with several other Hollywood celebrities, to collaborate on their project. The fact of the matter is that if I had told the above sentences directly before the release of the game Death Stranding Kojima, I would have been completely confused and had no idea about it. Even my imagination could not imagine what Death Stranding was, and my intellect, sensing the sensitive situation in Kojima, called the making of such a game a madness. In fact, there were no images of such a work in the video game industry. Not only in the video game industry, but also in other media, it's amazing how a director who is in the most sensitive period of his career takes such courage and boldness to make a different, special, like AAA game. It's amazing how a director who is in the most sensitive period of his career takes such courage to make a different, special, AAA game. Of course, sometimes the creator of a work becomes so influential and popular among his fans that even gamers dare to say no to his bad ideas. Take, for example, George Lucas and Star Wars Prelude. But it is clear that without the pressure of the publisher and the determination and assignment of the upstream, Kojima's character will move toward evolution. I'm sure he enjoyed more freedom of action at Konami than many other developers, but it feels like Kojima's imagination in Death Stranding has been completely liberated. Without a doubt, Death Stranding is a special game where if you're in the category of enthusiasts, you'll feel strange and wonderful as you experience it. The role of famous actors, long cutscenes, interconnected intelligent system, the gradual evolution of the gaming world, the relationship of gamers with the world around them, and the placement of simulation elements in the game, have been so neatly placed together that it is indeed commendable. Many experts and gamers remain skeptical of naming the Death Stranding style. Some who don't enjoy the experience of this game remember it as a mere walking simulator that doesn't have any excitement. Even then we're faced with the best and most popular walking simulator game. Regardless of walking and going through the challenges of navigating point A to B in your path, you'll experience moments in the game that can't be found in any other game or movie. For example, the multi-second audio effect of entering the timefall-rainfall range is designed to be so influential and daunting that it clearly injects stress into your blood. You can also add boss fight TS that have no idea of their shape and icon and are very deeply designed and conceptual. The stress of passing through BTS, passing through snow-capped mountains that are literally tormented by the arrival of BTs, the good sense of dealing with a vehicle, timefall sheller, ladders, post boxes or missing items abandoned by other gamers in the gaming world are also among the points that can only be experienced in Death Stranding. Of course, we emphasize that if you haven't experienced this title and want to experience it, don't harm the game content and even your own experience by turning off your internet connection. In fact, many of the game's positive points appear when you are connected to the parallel universes of other gamers, and you can even call out other Sams in other parallel universes by pressing the controller touchpad. Part of the game's capabilities, which can mainly be deemed basic, will be made available by turning off the internet connection. Therefore, be sure to be connected to the internet if you experience this game. In any case, if the game hadn't been released and told us all of the above, we would have felt that we were facing an independent experimental game that would have more funding than Call of Duty. It's interesting to know that a few hours after the game experience and after traversing a wide range of hard-to-reach areas, Death Stranding asks you to return to the starting point. A publisher is doing its best to avoid boring the game and the loss of audience and the drop in sales. But Death Stranding is so confident that it won't change course to avoid a drop in its sales figures, and it's not afraid to happen. Ultimately, perhaps Death Stranding is the only title they'll be dubbed a masterpiece at the same time and a crappy game. Of course, both sides of the story have their own reasons, but the quality of the game is directly related to what you need as a gamer to entertain. Is the story multi-layered and incredibly complex and deep characterization important to you or not? Do you care about the artistic aspect of the game? Regardless of anything, Death Stranding artistically gave a massive jolt to the gaming industry. In fact, no matter whether the game matches your taste or not, Death Stranding will have a lot to say to you artistically, whatever category you are. The game is not going to be your guest for a few days, or you'll give it up in the early minutes, or you'll remember the music, story and stroll in its infinite world for the rest of your life. Don't doubt that Kojima could have made a Metal Gear-inspired online service-centric game and immersed in money, but he was loyal to the game's rule and also used the practical freedom given to him by Sony to create Death Stranding. Overall, he knew exactly what some would call his game boring and futile, but still wasn't afraid to offer anything new and unique. Of course, it is unfair to expect other developers to build such a game, as Kojima had enough fame and popularity to invite gamers to experience the game, making it time for more people to give Death Stranding time to prove themselves. But ultimately, I hope that some developers will be inspired by the anarchic spirits of Death Stranding, give themselves the courage to build a unique game, and produce a few more titles following this Kojima audacity.